is it wise to have good papers? Let's start from the papers. Strong papers.
Yeah, it is very good to have always papers because now out there the population is big, so that competition, there also must be a gauge.
Right.
Yeah, so that now this one can be absorbed, this can not be absorbed. Maybe you are too papale, this one has to go this other place.
Watu wanasema makaratasi ikupeleke mahali Kenya.
No, that's not true. It depends, and sometimes there is also a lack. Yeah. So you may also be having very best papers, others papers that are not that good, but tomorrow you find that person is higher than where you are.
Right.
But papers also, they also encourage those in schools, those in institutions to work and
so they should fight to have good papers.
Fight. Why should you go and waste time there and have bad papers? That's your time. If you feel that papers are not good, quit. Go and do something else.
If I have bad papers, yes, not so good, and have the relevant skills, don't you think I'm good?
The relevant skills are also good, but you find most of the times the papers and the skills go hand in hand.
Mr. Lam, do they go hand in hand, papers and skills?
It depends on which job market are we talking about. One primary thing, good papers are good papers. It's good for you to have good papers. Why should you waste your time going an entire 844 system for you just to get out of university with nothing, you see? So, despite the fact that nowadays people say that skills, they are most important in the market, in the job market, but also good papers are very much important, you see? So, just have your good papers. If you have to keep them on your cupboard, let them be there, but at least they are good papers. Right. That. So, skills are these things that are going to at least substantiate your good papers there when you are delivering whatever you have been learning. So, good papers are good papers, and they are needed in the market.
And I don't know, this is a thinking that most people have, that if you have good papers and you're good at paperwork, maybe you may have some bit of limitation and weaknesses at the side of the skills. Is it true?
I don't believe that. I think that is that's just a thought, but it's not true. Because if you have good papers, it means you have been learning. For you to achieve good papers, you must be having good skills. Right. Because you're not only studying mathematics in class, right, you're also studying skills in class. So skills are part of making good papers. Right. So I don't believe that if you have good papers, you have limitation of skills. No, that's not true. It's never like that.
Right.
Yes.
Mr. President, I know you've had to, like whatever Lamek was telling me earlier, you've had to do engagements with the firms and companies here and there on how you can also help out most of your students to access attachments and internships even in different areas. If we look at these managers and people who are potential employers, what do you think they look at most?
Most things which they look at currently, we find that it's discipline. Discipline. Yeah, so discipline can have different meanings. Because you can find that it's discipline in terms of time. Right. Discipline in terms of how you do your work. Discipline in how you relate to people. Discipline in how you value the vision and the mission of that company. Right. Yes.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Very key.
Very key.
And it's a skill, that one.
It's a skill.
It's not paperwork.
Yes.
So in a nutshell, you're telling me they are most focusing on your skills compared to the paperwork?
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Because you find that someone may go in a certain company, right, he has good papers, there's someone else who doesn't have good papers like that other person, but at the end of the day, maybe this one may be given a reason to just go and stay home for 1 month because we have these issues here and there, but somebody else who was doing better, maybe he had no good papers.
Okay, I find your point. Yes. And to those of which they are just about to complete their courses and getting into the job market here, if there is one thing that they should put into consideration most before stepping out of college and getting into the job market, Mr. Lamek, which one is this one thing that you feel that, yes, if I consider most this, then it will be of help at the workplace and at the firm at which I'm looking forward to work into?
Yeah, so as we have said, or nowadays, or let's call this the 21st century, skills are more valued in the job market than papers.
Right.
But as I said earlier, it depends with the job market you are talking about. Because when you talk about technical market, it means skills are more important.
Right.
If we talk about courses like medical, you need paperwork. It's not even about skills, because it's about your mind, what you can comprehend,
right.
what you can do, not exactly how you relate actually. So communication is something is a primary skill. Everybody who want to be who want to be relevant to the market, communication is one of the primary and paramount skill that you need to focus on, so that at least for you to thrive well in that workplace, your communication must be very good. You have to understand on how to relate with people. Communication doesn't mean verbal work, verbal talk alone, but how you relate, because how you relate with people, that's communication. So I think if you want to be relevant, you need to work on communication. Another thing is management skills. You know, you have to come up with a way of how you manage yourself, how you solve problems in the market.
Right.
So if you can work on your management skill, you will be very much relevant to the workplace, and also improve even the space that you are working on. Because if you don't become a good manager, even your co-workers is going to be a hard task for you to relate well. So those are one of the things, and also organization, your personal organization. Like this is something that refills your aptitude of prioritizing your tasks. So if you don't know how to prioritize what you are supposed to do at a certain time, you'll be off guard in most of the things, because you'll not be focusing on something which is important. So you'll be doing something that is of less importance, and leaving something that is more important, and that is what is needed for you to create a good space for your working place.
Very valuable points there from Mr. Lambic here, and I believe, ladies and gentlemen, you've taken up the notes. You know, first and foremost, he has mentioned about matters to do with communication, very key. How you do communicate and how you relate with people. Number two, he did mention about managing and managerial skills, how you get to manage yourself, even use how to manage your, how you do your work. And also last but not least, he has mentioned about organizational skills, how you organize yourself, learn how to prioritize. You know, you may be doing something that is not a priority and end up doing just for the sake of it. But when you have the necessary organizational skills, then you're good to go with the workplace skills that are needed. That is what we are discussing here. Mr. President, whatever Mr. Lamuk has pointed out here, do you feel like most students have a clue and an idea about the same, or you're just talking about, we are speaking French here?
I may say they have, or they may have not, depending. With the person who they have come in contact with.
You know, since we started, you mentioned have and have not so much.
Because now you find that, I can't say that they don't have what they have. Because most cases you find that certain number know these things, the other doesn't know. Right. Depending with the person whom they come in contact with, especially those lecturers. You find there are those lecturers who are experienced and telling you the fact, what you expect outside there. Right. Telling you this ABC, you should do this one. There are some other lecturers who just come and give you the content, give you the theory part, and they leave. You find at the end of the day, you are going to find that we have, in the same institution, we have different students with different skills and knowledge. Yes, that's why I'm saying that I've not. Because I've interacted, you know, when you interact with many people and you try to learn, that's when you get the difference. So you are going to understand what I'm talking about.
Very true.
The same thing, if you go to institution that is being ranked A, you find the same thing, it's just in the same there. Yeah.
Right. And you've mentioned something about reality out there.
Yes.
And most students, when they get into campus, they may seem not to understand what is outside here. You know, they may be in a vicinity within the institution. They know, yes, we are here to do our courses, and this is part and parcel of our lives. But the reality outside there is different. And you're told you may be struggling so hard inside the institution to do the studies, get the necessary skills, but the outside world, you don't know what you can expect out from it. If we are to paint a picture to the people out there who are watching us on how things are hard out here, and there are phrases and norms that we hear about uko nje, mambo ni ngumu, ground ni different. Don't you think such statements we need to, you know, kind of be lenient, suppose some bit of leniency to avoid people to get some bit of fearness about whatever is happening outside here?
I think these are just norms, stories, which should be avoided.
Stories?
Yes, they're just stories.
Babu, si ngumu kunje?
Si ngumu, it depends. It depends.
They say if you don't have somebody somewhere, you are going nowhere.
It is not must. What I believe in what I said first: passion, interest. What do you like doing?
Having somebody is not an issue.
Having somebody is not an issue. You may have somebody, you go there, he takes you there, you fail, you are fired. What is most important is the passion and interest. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in connection. Because whenever you have that passion and interest, even if you are going to face any challenge, you are going to overcome.
Right.
And people will recognize at the end of the day, even if it's going to take 100 years.
Right.
And you are going to be somewhere.
You sound like a preacher somewhere.
I'm not a preacher, I'm talking of reality.
The reality, Mr. Lamek, they're telling us that art is hard on the other side.
Yes.
You know, you might be in campus, yes, you do it well, you have your colleagues, you have your comrades, but when you're alone out there and you're left to look for something to do, is when you realize, you know, this is the real thing. Is that the case?
Okay, before I answer that, I know my president. He like giving a lot of hopes to people, the youth, and I remember even when we were doing our campaigns, even when things were tough, and you see that there's no way through, he always tell you, kila kitu iko sawa. All presidents are like that. Kila kitu iko sawa, usijali. So it's also good, but for me, I believe that you don't have to be lied to, or you don't have to be given a lesser, let's say, a softer kind of aptitude for you to do something. You just need to be told the reality. Outside there is tough.
Very tough.
It's very tough, actually.
Have you seen the toughness you yourself?
Yeah, because you know, it's I'm not a small boy. I'm not a small boy.
Right.
I'm almost approaching my 25, 26 there. So it means I've at least seen some 2-3 things that a university student of 20 years, 19 years was not experienced. Right. So what I can say that I can't scrap off the idea of having someone at the other end. It's there, but again, that's not say that it means now you'll be sorted. Because somehow we have people outside there who are in good places, but we are still also struggling to make ourselves grow up. Right. So what I can say, if you got a chance in a higher learning institution, that higher learning institution is not only about books. There is, in fact, books is only around 20% of what you are at that institution. Right. Most of of what you are supposed to do in that institution is to learn on how you can prevail outside there, from social skills, from the interaction, all those things, from talent. You see, so classwork, bookwork is very little, just to create your papers. But how to thrive outside there is one of the most important thing that you can learn, because this is a geographical area that is I think is the only guaranteed cosmopolitan place, because you are getting to interact with people very diverse calibers. Kutoka ule, I don't know, every diverse person. So that's where you meet those people. So you don't have just to come from class, go to the library, to your house, interact with people, get to know how people relate with others, learn something new every day from other people, and that can help you in thriving outside.
I just want to say it in like 5 words. One thing, the academic sector has said it all, that paperwork and skills most times they go hand in hand, and you don't have to waste 4 years, 3 years, 2 years in an institution saying that paperwork is not important. Make sure at the end of the day, if paperwork is important or not, you have basic papers.
Right.
Then also the skills you have to look into is you have heard about the communication, management, and organization. And I believe with all that, out there is going to be easy for you.
Right. Outside there is going to be easy for you. Mr. Lam,
Yes.
how do we get the outside world to be easy for us on your part?
What I can say to my fellow comrades and youths at large, you know, this thing, you're not doing it for anyone. You're doing it for yourself. And for that, it means that whatever you do, you take it serious. You take it serious because even that day you are out of the university or the institution, even if you are going to be your own boss outside there, you must have that virtues and values that can govern yourself for you to thrive outside there. So whatever you do it with passion, do it knowing that you are doing it for your own self, not for anyone. Yes.
Very true. Good. Now, coming back, the Daily Today, the Daily Nation front page, there was an article that talks about how the universities have gotten a reprieve after being allocated some amount from the supplementary budget, that is going to handle issues within the toughest crisis, financial crisis that have been faced. And I want to get your sentiments in your capacity as student leaders. What can you comment about that, Mr. President? Do you feel it will bring any difference?
It will bring difference. So first, I would like to thank government for that step they took for the supplementary budget. Because since January, I've been receiving phones day and night from students crying and complaining. Because if you take into consideration, you find that majority of those students in the tertiary institutions, they come from poor families. You find that they depend on that for pay and upkeep. So I want to say thank you to the government, but something should be done, and also they should come and tell us the criteria they use to allocate the money. Because if you look like the one for KQ, there was a lot of large amount of money which was found there, but you have also to consider and look
That's
at
national
priority.
now.
No, you have to look now where the future of the nation belongs.
Okay.
Yeah, because you find that if we are not going to look into this future, who are going to be working that we'll be killing the industry.
Right.
So they have first to look at the priority, then give you later.
Good.
Or else they just give us the criteria they used so that we know they have used this and this.
Okay.
Then before I forget, I also have to tell them that the air board, that we are suffering. Even yesterday, we were able to send a delegation of a Kenya President Association to Anniversary Towers. And they promised by Friday or Saturday, comrades will have our smiling faces.
Right.
So we hope that by Saturday, come Monday, it will just be laws and regulations in the institutions, and we are going to be very happy. Or else our action will be taken.
And I guess you're not doing that for Valentine.
No, I'm not doing that for Valentine. But it doesn't matter, comrades is always right. If you go to it for Valentine, it's well and good. Yeah, it seems that you have a plan.
You call that a plan? Yes, Mr. Lamin.
Yes.
What can you comment about the amount that have been given to university?
Let me also join hands with my president to thank the government for that supplementary budget. It's a reprieve to our institutions. At least those things that were on hold will at least commence and move on. But at the same time, I want to be very skeptical with I talked about organization and prioritizing. Prioritize. I don't know how many youths or how many comrades or how many one-hinges that use that KQ, because that bailout was is a huge sum of money. So when you get that the government is prioritizing and also pumping a lot of money into a sector that doesn't bring any economical value, because I don't know if it brings, but I've never seen that economic value. It's just here, even a single day, that KQ has brought an economic value to our country. Right. So sometimes it's good because, these tertiary institutions, this is it's something that is occupying a larger population of our youth and our students. So it's something that should be given. We don't have to wait for so long for the government to fund it. Right. At least it should be something that, by these dates, money has been dispersed for things to run efficiently. And the delay is in help. Being a student leader sometimes is not an easy task. the students think that you are the one who is responsible on signing of those amounts to come to their account. So the government should stop letting us down, should stop making us look like we are the bad guys. It should ensure that comrades are fed. Give them what belongs to them. At the end of the day, you say they have to pay. And I think we'll have to look on these issues, because if government or politicians can be given grants, why not comrades?
Right.
Because these politicians, they are employers, they are employees. Some of them are employers, they have made it all in life. But you want a comrade who is in school, you want him to come and pay interest. No, we should be given a kind of, it's not a loan, it should be a grant, you see. So I hope my colleagues in the other sector of leadership of students, maybe we'll have a good chat. We see on how we are going to compel our government, the government of Kenya, to ensure that there are some policies that have been changed concerning the help.
Very true.
Yes.
Right.